What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Baz, and we tuned in to Eating in the Streets podcast, aka Ends. Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? When I was trying to get this podcast off the ground, I had a lot of questions. How do I record an episode? How do I get my show into all these apps people listening to? How do I make money from my first podcast? The answer to all these questions was really simple. Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, it's 100% free and ridiculously easy to use. And now, Anchor can match you with great sponsors who want to advertise on your podcast too. That means more money. That means you can get paid to podcast right away. In fact, that's what I'm doing right now by reading this ad. Now, it's crazy because Ends Media jumping into the whole podcast scene was kind of new and kind of foreign. We've been planning, and we said the campaign is going to be 2019. And it was a long time coming. We did online radio, we did videos, interviewing people, asking about their experiences, and giving tips and advice, and just really just telling their own testimony and giving our own, reaching back out and giving our own testimonies, every aspect of it, no matter if it was from the business, no matter just from just the lifestyle, no matter if it's just, just tips, or just staying motivated, man, because every day is a grind, every day is a fight, every day is a hustle, and every day is going to bring a different challenge, and every day is different, You're just blessed to have a different day. So stay focused, stay blessed, and let's eat. You are now tuned in to the mob. What up? This your boy Baz, and you tuned in to another episode of Ends Podcast, sponsored by Ends Media. Man, today, man, we're going to jump straight into it, man, with so much talk and media pressures going on around about the political election and all of this media coverage, and you keep hearing this terminology that's keep being used, but I don't know if the people out there in the world really understand what it really means and how it kind of refers to them. And the terminology that I'm talking about, well, I ain't gonna say terminology. The term that I'm referring to is economic inclusion. So I'm going to cover what is economic inclusion and why it is important for you. Economic inclusion refers to the equality of opportunity for all members of society to participate in the economic life of their country as employers, entrepreneurs, consumers, and citizens. So that means a lot of different things all packed into one statement. So a lot of times, this statement, I feel like is really for those individuals that's in the hood, immigrants, or they just coming from, just an oppressed or hard situation where they lack the resources that may be needed to either to progress in their job or to progress as a company or business. And also to be able to obtain some of these resources that may not be accessible to somebody from the hood or just from like a certain type of background and situation. Now, I want to touch more and go more in depth with that. So then that means, like, say if you're a business owner and you're coming from the hood, you're trying to start your own business, you want to try to get approved for a business loan, you come to find out because of you don't have the credit history or you don't have the money in your bank account, a lot of banks say they won't work with you or they won't try to provide you any type of assistance due to the position or the state that you are in personally and the state that your business is in. But then it's like economic inclusion, that means, helping bring those programs, those grants, those workshops and things of that nature to those individuals that help them develop their business and give them the funding and the proper resources that actually help develop their business so that they can take part in the economic growth that may be happening within their city. And for example, I'm going to use two cities for example, because those are two cities that that I be rocking with, a lot. One of them, my hometown, and one of them is where, the headquarters is. Detroit is one city, for example. I'm gonna just use them for example. Detroit. Detroit is a beautiful city, beautiful place, but it went through an economic turmoil, which basically means we went bankrupt. And back down in 2011, in that era, we went bankrupt, and we've been going through a lot of poverty and oppression. And it's very hard to kind of start a business and things like that within that type of, environment, just due to the lack of the resources that you may see or you might need. But then you see like a Dan Gilbert, somebody, he owns Quicken Loans and the Cavaliers. He comes in and he buys 52 properties downtown Detroit for $650 million. Now, the average citizen of Detroit don't have that type of money to actually put up to buy those type of properties and real estate to actually get themselves established, but somebody like Dan Gilbert will. Now, if anybody's familiar with real estate, and if you can buy 52 properties in downtown of any major city for $650 million, you are winning. So a lot of the residents of Detroit weren't able to really take advantage of that, or take advantage of certain opportunities that these bigger, more funded, companies and corporations may be able to take advantage of. But then also, you got to look at what are these companies are bringing in. They're bringing in new businesses. They bringing in entertainment, restaurants, and things of that nature. But it's like, are these entertainment businesses and, that y'all bringing in, are they accessible to the people that already live there? And that's what you kind of see going on in like North Minneapolis and the Minneapolis and St. Paul area, is with all the growth and expansion that's going on around, is the people that currently in the workforce or trying to develop themselves for the workforce, are they going to be available when it comes down to selecting, candidates to get hired on? Is these businesses that are developing themselves, that's in this process, are they going to be able to edge their way into the market, or are they going to be boxed out just due to the lack of funding, or just to the lack of resources that they need to be able to compete, or to be able to even just hold like rental space, like in things of that nature. Like if commercial rent goes up, a lot of people won't be able to afford it if you just starting out, because you're trying to find a break to try to get into the market, and the market is steadily increasing, and it's really like whoever got the bag can really play the game. So it's like with economic inclusion is more so leveling the playing field, providing those resources and those access to access to those resources to those that would generally, due to the systematic approach of how things work, will be boxed out because they don't fit the criteria, or they don't fit they just don't fit the requirements. But it's getting people ready and putting people in position so that they can take advantage of the growth that is coming. So it's like if you're building a brand new company, man, and you're building a brand new company, like a corporation coming in and building a brand new company or something like that, the 3 levels will be is when it come down to them selecting the neighboring businesses or companies and stuff like that. Is it going to be is these contracts going to be dished out to other corporations, or are you going to allow some of these businesses and startups that are local? Are you going to allow local business to take place? Like in comparison, are you going to let a Soul Roll come get into your food court versus letting a Taco Bell come get into your food court? And Soul Roll is it's a spot over north, man. Good food, man. Wendy's, man. And, just long story short, just getting into that. And this is really just making sure that everybody has the equal opportunity to the piece of the pie and nobody gets boxed out. It's not like the rich get richer. That's what economic inclusion is supposed to stop. The whole term, the rich get richer. And start allowing everybody to benefit from the economic growth that is taking place. It's your boy Baz. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. And if y'all like the content I'm putting out, y'all can go ahead and subscribe. Or y'all can also do us one even better. Show us that free support, which is liking and sharing, or tagging a friend that might be that might be entertained by hearing my voice or hearing the topic or the subject matter. And then if you want to go even above and beyond, you want to let your voice be heard. One way that you can do that is with the fashion and apparel. You feel me? Wear that brand loud and proud because you know what we stand for. We are the voice of the culture, and we are the voice of the community. And there's other ways that you can also help out, but those links are down below in the description. It's your boy Baz, and y'all here with Ends Podcast, sponsored by Ends Media, and we out.